thinking like they're going to be like the FBI or the CIA. It's not like that.
No.
They're gonna come in, sir, please watch what you say in front of the kids, but it's not going to be a finding. Do you guys understand what a finding is? I agree. I said it that I felt like it was sexualizing her. But will they see it? Will they say it's enough to take to court? Because that's what they'll do. Is it enough for a removal? Is it enough for him not to have custody of his kids? Is it enough to put stipulations on him? That's what I'm saying. It isn't going to be enough. You have to have more than just that.
The answer to that, unless it happens, unless there's
I know
an
the answer
investigation.
to it because I know how it works. They're not going to.
I was told otherwise, so I don't know.
For that. Yeah, they're not going to remove kids for that. They're not going to give him less rights to his children for that. They're not going to start saying, let's take this back to court because I think you're abusive. That's not what's going to happen from that, because that's not how it works. Those people are overworked. Yes, like they're going to come in and close that case immediately. It's just a waste of time. And it just disrupts the kids. Now they're going to have to talk to CPS. And it's just like, if we don't know for sure, and then you know what happens.
For sure. I saw it on video. So, I mean, I know for sure. I saw what I saw on video. They should talk to those kids and see what else is he saying around them. Because if he's saying that on camera, I can just imagine what he's saying in private.
We can only imagine, but it won't be a finding. And those kids is not there. It just won't be a finding. And I think that's the point. If you're going to call CPS, let's have a finding. Let's have something substantial. This is all speculatory. It doesn't speculatory doesn't uphold in anybody's courtroom.
Yeah.
Seriously, it doesn't. You just speculating. And she doesn't. She doesn't have full custody or shared custody. This man has already did the reunification process. Like, you guys are reaching for straws, in my opinion. And it just if it was something important and somebody made a call. Yes. But the more you call, the more it's going to be like, yeah, they just keep on calling me. It's because I'm on TikTok and they're harassing me. And then you know what they're going to come and do moving forward? Go in his house. Yeah, we got another call on you. They're going to come and look around. They're going to close that case the same day. The more people keep on doing it. And then when something's really happening, can you tell them, because you've been through this? Like, I know how this shit works. So I'm saying, just don't do it unless we really know. Yes, I don't agree with how he parents. I don't agree with him saying what he said in front of his daughter. I would never say that. I wouldn't sexualize my child in that type of way. But it's not, it's not CB. I mean, I just don't think anything's going to happen, and it's just fake.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't call once again. I mean, that's what I'm saying. I wouldn't call. I wouldn't do it because I mean, that's not my issue. Like, I have nothing to do with that. Like, because I'm not going to help if anything happens. Like, so I'm not even going to make the call. So that's for anybody who want. Like, if I know people have said they are because they saw all this going on and they seen the videos that we posted and played on the live and everything. So that's where I'm going with. But me personally, I don't even give a second thought about it. That's not what I'm here for. I'm not here to tell people to call on him. That's weird.
Yeah. And I'm addressing it because it's been said that that's what we're telling people to do. And now, so that's why I'm talking about it.
Now, if you want to call and get a dentist for his gingivitis, I would be okay with that one. Like, that would make a lot more sense.
I would be okay with that too.
If you got a free dentist, a dentist that works on pro bono, I'm done.
I think that, I mean, yeah. Is he going to go though, Scarlett?
I don't know. That's the problem. And then what is the dentist going to do once he opens his mouth? He's going to be like, nah, I can't do this. You're too far gone. Like, I don't know. It's a sticky situation.
Scarlett and teeth. He's obsessed with teeth. I'm obsessed with teeth too. He can go
to Rutgers and get a free cleaning.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. That's right. The students, right? So as you can see, we don't always agree, guys. But at the end of the day, we have a common goal, which is to deplatform Genty I'm pushing for addressing CPS in a larger way and maybe getting them some help because kids are like slipping through the system, and that's not okay for me either. We don't always agree, but
Could I say something right? I just don't understand. Like when Dyfus was in my life, I had to jump through hoops for them. Like there was like I thank God he got like blackball. I don't know what it, but if you make so many calls, they'll like cut you off because people were making like false what's that word, allegations.
allegations.
Allegations, yeah.
Yeah. That's what I don't want people
They
to
come
do. I
out,
know how this works. They would
but you know
just
what, to be honest, but they helped me. Like I was a single mom. I had a daughter who was, being abusive towards me. Here's a crazy situation because I don't really believe in discipline. So it was a bad situation, but they helped me and I let them help me. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I think Genty needs more than CPS. He needs to be completely deplatformed off everything, not just TikTok, right?
oh yeah, yeah. It's every app.
I just believe he needs to be deplatformed. Now, what happens in his personal life, that's not my issue. I just think he doesn't deserve a voice after what he did. Like,
Absolutely.
yeah. So let's get that clear. I'm not here telling people to do anything and other than that because I don't know and I'm not stepping into that.
Yeah, I agree with you on that one, Scarla. And that's why I've been doing what I've been doing, and it's exhausting. My mom was a single mom. Calling CPS from how many bedrooms we had is bullshit. Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, if you are poor, let's be clear, there are poor people out here who can't afford to put every child in their own room according to their age. That's just facts, and I don't think that's enough. I just feel like we have to look at life circumstances, and you know, sometimes you're going to have to put the kids in the same room. I mean, this is not, especially for Black people and people of color and lower and poor white people. I'm sure their kids are in the same room. If you don't got it, you don't got it. What about the people who's living off of $10 an hour and can't afford to go and buy and pay $2,100 a month for a larger house or a place to live? Like
I think the way
I'm careful
I, I
with
think
that kind of stuff.
I think the way people are seeing it is that because on TikTok in this circle he has a light on him, and we all see him that he's grifting all the time. So I think people seeing like, what is he doing with that money if not better in his situation? I mean, of course there's poor people, but those whoever are those poor people, they're not on TikTok battling all day, raising GoFundmes and then doing nothing with the money except going to Florida or going to wherever he goes to and not
I
fixing his situation for his kids. So it's not the typical situation where you're just poor and you need help. This guy is always making a GoFundMe, always begging for gifts, and he does nothing with it. He does nothing with it to fix the situation. And now that he has a spotlight on him, everybody's gonna have an opinion on that. He's eating out. He has gingivitis. Like, come on, man.
Wait a minute, but Scarla, to be fair, um, poor people don't always do the right thing. And to be honest, he is a poor person. That's why he's on this app grifting for money. Because if he wasn't poor, he wouldn't be grifting for money. If he had a substantial income coming in every week or every 2 weeks or whatever it is that people get paid, like, he wouldn't be on here grifting. I love that word. I don't know why I love the word grifting, but it rolls off my tongue nice. And he wouldn't do that. Now, as far as again, is he flawed characteristically? Absolutely. Do I think he's a good person? No. But you know what I mean? Like let's separate it. The way my brain works is compartmentalized. That's why it doesn't become personal for me. I think he's a terrible person. But what he chooses to do with his money is up to him. I would never go into someone else and say, hey, you're grifting off of social media, making all this money, but you don't have a larger place for your kids.
Or stove. But I mean, I'm just saying,
I wouldn't do that. But I
no,
can
but I'm just
understand
not.
why people think that they should. But I wouldn't do that. I don't know their expenses.
He's putting a spotlight on himself. We're doing all this egregious shit. That's why people are looking into it. Now, if he was just a quiet person, like giving motivational speeches, nobody
Yeah,
would care that he was poor. Nobody would bring that up. The fact that he's here, like calling people out and saying, "Hey, you're doing this, bring you up on my platform."
Antagonizing.
Yeah, like and he's like making fun of unalive people and all this other stuff. Like he's talking about his kids a certain way in front of his kids. He has child abuse charges. All this stuff rolls together, and now people are gonna look at you and be like, "You're talking about everybody else, so let's look at your situation." Like I said, if he just had the cooking TikTok that he has, where he was like cooking with whatever, nobody would look that deep into his life because he would just be a guy who cooks. He's not.
nope.
Made things
Natasha, hold
really
on a
hard
second,
for a lot of
Jupiter.
people.
Jupiter, hold on a second. Natasha, yes, there are famous people, celebrities on this app that are like Cash App, like doing the games and everything. However, this is not their main source of income. So if they lost TikTok today, it wouldn't be a big deal to them. And that's what I'm saying. That is the difference between grifting and a celebrity just going and participating into a TikTok, like TikTok, what's happening on TikTok to keep their faces like in the now. But most people who are up here that are famous in gaming, what is it called? Is it called gaming? I don't know what it's called. Um, they're not depending on the gifts and the cash apps. They're not depending on that. And that's what was my point. And so I'm saying Patrick himself clearly is not rich. We can tell that he's not rich by the way he lives. We look at his house, we look at his surroundings, we look at his teeth. We let me stop. But so that's
He,
what I'm saying. I'm not making fun of anybody's housing
right. Do you know
situation.
if he's on any assistance or anything like that?
I don't know. I've never looked into it. I've been on all assistance, so I never will judge anybody for that.
No, no, me either. I'm on assistance. I mean,
Yeah.
shit, I need help, but I'm just asking if there's anything on him
Never
where,
know. He's probably getting help. I would think so if he's only depending on TikTok as a source of income. I would think that he could get other, finances.
like, I've seen him get like 7 wins. Like, people still gift him, right? Like, they're still
Yeah.
gifting. And then Scala, you got that text I sent you, right? It was some girl, I think her name was Shay, and she was like, I support Genty fully. Like, she was like, in
Yeah,
capital letters.
she's noticeable. She goes into every live and says the same thing.
Unbelievable.
Like she stands out.
Like, it's just disgusting to me. Like, do you feel like that? Like, I feel sick when I think about this.
Wait,
Literally
Yeah.
sick.
go ahead, Jupiter. I'm sorry.
Sorry.
No worries. I just wanted to point out, like, going back to the whole, grifting, GoFundMe's, all this and that. It's been a lot of scamming from that whole entire group, right? And it's still no accountability, even from their main person, T. Nathan, who will sit here and play the victim as if he didn't commit crimes that put him in jail.
Can you
There's
excuse
no
me?
way.
Excuse
Yeah.
me. Excuse me. Please don't do that.
What do you?
Don't
What
bring
do?
in
What?
anybody else. I don't know anything about
Okay,
tea or
you
anything.
know what? No
Don't do
worries.
that.
I'm
Not on
just
my
trying to.
life.
I'm just trying to show where there's relevance, right? Because
Yeah, there's no relevance in talking about
it's
T.
a
Nathan.
collective issue. It's a collective
No,
issue
we're
that
not
they're
talking.
all
We're only talking about
scammers.
one person. We're only talking about
Okay,
one
but
person, and that's
I'm
Pat.
getting away from that. If you'll just yeah. Okay, so it is a collective issue, and he has
It isn't a
shown
collective
that
issue.
he
I know
is
nothing.
scamming.
I'm not going to allow you to
Okay,
say that. I'm not going to allow you to say that. If you want to talk about Pat,
Patrick has
so
been
be it.
scamming people on this app. Even going back to the police showing up, which even from the very start of all this, where he started learning how to get people to engage with his shock value content when he's like, oh, they're trying to say they want my daughter. They're trying to send the police to my house. They're doing this. They're doing that. Everybody's doing this. But then when he gets the money, he doesn't move.
That's true.
He gets the money. He doesn't really. There's no change in style. He's bragging about going and taking his girlfriend to the five-star oyster bar. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, it's like you told people a year ago that you had to move out of your place, and the police were showing up, and all this, that, and the other. So for me, I'm just shocked at how people could not want to pursue some sort of civil justice in this matter if you in your good faith have been taken advantage of and you invested into someone else's sob story that was a lie. How could you not want to be reimbursed some sort of way? You know what I mean? So beyond this, I don't care. This whole CPS thing for me, honestly, I think it's such an ugly game. But for Patrick, he should expect it because he's done this to people. I personally had CPS at my door behind this. I had to move behind this. I had to downsize my household behind this man, behind this person, this individual who decided to come on this app and go after people, particularly women, not only just antagonize women, but also objectify women and just use women in general as a shield every time someone calls him out.
I
Every time
agree.
someone calls him out, there's a fall man
I
in the
agree.
midst of all of it.
I agree. He's
So
been a
that's what I was
monster.
trying to get at.
He's been a monster, and I'm sorry that you had to downsize and move because of him harassing you. Uh, I mean, unequivocally, he's a monster. Like there is no argument in that. But Scarlett, let's talk about those GoFundMe's because we did pull those up. He never withdrew from those GoFundMe's, did he?
Yeah, he never withdrew from any GoFundMe
He
ever
never
because I
did.
mean, because with GoFundMe, if people don't know, you can't just make a GoFundMe and be like, "Yo, I got cancer, send me $20,000." You got to be talking about. So, I'm pretty sure if he wanted to withdraw what he got, he cannot prove he ever got swatted because he never got swatted. For anybody that don't know, this guy lives in a little apartment like that's literally probably the size of the shoe that I'm wearing. So every time he's screaming in the middle of the night, who wouldn't call the cops and be like, "Yo, there's this guy screaming at 3 in the morning." And I'm trying to go to sleep. So what he got was welfare checks. So even on the footage that he posts, the cops will show up and be like, "Yeah, we're getting noise complaints that they're screaming." And of course, you're screaming. Like, have you ever seen Patrick when he screams? His whole body jiggles. Imagine being right next door to him and you're hearing this guy screaming and stuff. Like that's like, of course, you would call the cops all the time. And then he stops screaming, but he
Half
still
the time he
jiggles.
called
So
him
I can't
myself,
make
in
sense
my
of any of
opinion.
this.
He's such what is wrong, Scott? Still jiggles. See what I'm talking about, guys? I can't. Scott, why can't you say
I'm just making
such a
clarification because
fool?
that was the funniest thing when he said I got swatted and the cops would show up be like, "We have a noise complaint," and then he would be like, "Nah, this is swatting." I'm like, "No, SWAT is when SWAT shows up and they think that there's like a hostage situation." And which is what I would never advise anybody to do because somebody could be unalive and they will track you down for doing that. So he
Yep.
just got noise complaints. Like I said, once again, Patrick's apartment is basically like 2 inches wide and 4 inches in length. Like it's mad small. He got like 6 cats. It's crazy, like 4 rats and like 8 roaches. Of course, there's gonna be mad noise coming out of that apartment. Like who wouldn't call?
Guys, I looked up what swatting is because I thought swatting was like when a whole police force surrounds your home,
They will
right?
put everybody on the floor, Ray. Like everybody,
No,
the dog.
he's never been swatted. That's literally what it says. The prank calls in an attempt to bring about dispatch of large numbers of armed police officers. Like, no, like, come on. No large number of police officers, even in his videos, have shown up to his home.
Probably the
Just
roaches
a
who live with
mess.
him called on him. Because imagine the roaches in his apartment trying to go to sleep, and then you got Patrick screaming of all hours of the night. The roaches probably did it.
The
That's what I think.
roaches, right?
Yo, tell me you never seen Patrick's live. There's always like 10 roaches in the background dancing and shit.
Real.
It's crazy.
Like got bandanas on and stuff.
She said bandanas. You guys are fools. Yeah, I
I
don't.
mean, I want to keep everything on the kids, but Scala is right. Like the way he lives is wild. Like So what?
So why do you have to bring this stuff up though? Like, I try not to be. It's fun. We can talk about this in private and
I
laugh.
love
No,
Sarah.
because it's a dark situation. Like it's a
You
real dark
guys,
situation. So I try to lighten it up. But no, but I am bringing clarification to how much this guy lies. Like this guy lies about everything.
I
Like
never been to
saying
his house.
swatting.
I would not
Legitimate.
dare.
I'm allergic to roaches, so I can't go.
oh God. What about
Jupiter, you want to say something? She keeps on. Are you
No,
coming?
I was just saying legitimately because he really does lie about everything. Like, this guy is a compulsive liar. I don't know what it would take for him at this point, since he's gotten all this internet fame and clout and all this that, just kind of feeds into a narcissistic personality in a very dark manner. I don't know what it's going to take for him to realize that he's not only hurting, he has in the past directed very much so negative energy towards people. You don't realize, or